Good evening, Gills fans, and welcome back to Gills in the Blood TV for another match preview. Myself and Boz will be looking forward to Walsall away this week. But obviously, before we get onto that, we've got Thursday's Medway Messenger. Breaking news today around lunchtime. Steve Lovell has been given the job until the end of the season. What do we think?
The right choice. I think
it has to be.
I think I tweeted earlier. I mean, we're not world beaters. We're not the finished article, but we've improved, and that's all we asked for.
That's it, yeah. And like you said, we can't reiterate enough. We've only lost 1 in 7 games under Steve Lovell, so it'd be really, really harsh if you give it to someone else. I did notice just before we come on here, actually, there was a tweet regarding the centre plate case that we sort of, if you're a bit cynical as a Gills fan, and that comes from supporting us, unfortunately, we're thinking, is Lovell a cheap option because we've lost? But apparently, Mr. Scully has intimated that it was a very positive outcome on Monday, and we're just awaiting official written confirmation that it's gone our way. So hopefully that has gone our way, and we can look forward to a more positive future, because it's been rubbish, isn't it? Let's be honest, on the whole, for the last sort of 18 months or so. So at least we know what we're doing. Steve Lovell's got the job. I'm happy with it. Boz is. It is what it is. We can only judge Steve Lovell and his team on results since he's taken over, and generally they've been very good. Northampton's probably the only real disappointment, and again, we said previously it wasn't a horrendous performance. It was just disappointing because two very good goals, and it was a bit of a smash and grab. But means he can plan. Hopefully, he'll get a bit of help in the transfer window in January, which isn't actually that far away now.
No.
You're only looking at 6 weeks till that opens. So let's see how he goes. But obviously, all the best to Steve, and hopefully he can continue to pick up points and wins, and we can start climbing the table a little bit. Back page of today's Medway Messenger. Sean has got staying power. Gillingham caretaker boss Steve Lovell is keen to see Sean Clare stay for the remainder of the season. We've been saying this for a couple of weeks, and it has to be done. He's been absolutely brilliant.
I can't see why it wouldn't be done. He's playing every week. That's surely what he wants. That's what they want.
He's not going to go to Sheffield Wednesday and play, I don't think. So unless a Championship club or a top-end League One club decide they want him on loan, then I think it's. But he obviously knows us, and he knows what we're about now. So fingers crossed we can get that over the line, and we can get him sorted out until the end of the season. He's made 14 appearances for the Gills, and his forward first approach is endearing to the fans. Yeah, I think he's been first class since he's arrived.
We said to him, we got defence back, which sounds like we might have now. He can go further forward again where he was at the beginning.
Yeah, and then Mr. Lovell's got a choice to make, because then you've got to drop one of them that's playing in behind Mr. Eves at the moment. So that could be a nice problem to have.
I know which one I'd drop.
Lee Martin.
Yeah.
It would be for me at the moment, yeah. The only thing I think that's keeping him in the side, maybe over Elliot List, is the captaincy, and he scored a couple, whereas Elliot List hasn't scored yet. But it'd be nice to have them kind of options and them kind of problems. If Sheffield Wednesday are okay with extending the deal, then great. We are pleased to have him here. That's what Steve Lovell said. He's enjoying the football, and he's a good lad, very professional and a good athlete. He can run, he can move, he can read the game well, and he's great. I think we said when he obviously first arrived, and we was playing him behind the front man as a number 10 or out wider, but he's been first class at right back, which is great to see. So long may that continue. Have a look inside. We've got Zakwani's return, a confidence booster. That's at the bottom of the back page. Inside, Tough Love is doing the trick. Connor rising to Boss Steve's challenge. Talking about Connor Wilkinson. Striker Connor Wilkinson admits he needed to up his game. Caretaker Boss Steve Lovell is a big admirer of the 22-year-old, but made it clear early on that he wanted more. Wilkinson has responded, netting his first goal for Gills in last week's Checker Trade Trophy game against Reading, and following up with a battling display against Reading on Saturday. We said that's probably the best we've seen him in terms of.
He actually looked interested, didn't he?
Since pre-season. He's got ability. No, I don't think anyone's disputing that, but he's just looked, for me, like his attitude weren't quite right. So another one, again, we're not, like you said, we're not good enough.
He's got to look at Eves, I think, and say, well, he's turned fans' opinion around.
Exactly.
He can do it.
Josh Parker. They're all in his position as well, so it's up to him now. It'd be great if we could get him scoring as well. He said he didn't think I was working hard enough, and I would probably agree with that sometimes. So at least he's been big enough to admit it. I don't do the dirty work like Tom Eves and Josh Parker, and I'm trying to get that into my game now. It's always about tracking back to a certain extent, and then the little hustle and bustle with the defenders, trying to nudge them when the ball is in the air and making bad balls into good ones. Wilkinson may stand at more than 6 feet, but smashing defenders has never been part of his game, but he is adapting. He said, I've always been in the number 10 position with another striker off me, so this is a kind of new role. Defenders in this league are quite big, not like the Championship. They aren't great on the floor, so you need to get on the floor where you can, then win battles in the air. Wilkinson's early involvement for Gills was hampered by a red card on his home debut against Brad. Yeah, that didn't help, because he missed 3 games.
It's stop-start, he's saying, isn't it?
But then he got that red card, didn't he? And then he played in the Checker Trade game against Southend, and he did the same thing and was lucky to get away with it. But all we can do is hope that he keeps improving. The goal's done him good, fingers crossed, and if we can get him netting a few as well, then it's all well and good. It only helps us.
We said, didn't we? We think the goals will be spread around this season, so if he can get in on it.
If we can get him half a dozen, the other two now, you'd be disappointed if they didn't get to 12. So there's 30 league goals then nearly already. So, and then if the others can pitch in, what else we got? On loan, Nash hits the ground running. We've already spoke about that. We mentioned that Monday.
Couldn't play tonight, could he? I haven't checked the score.
They won 3-1.
Oh, we did.
They won 3-1 at Billericay, yeah, so it's a massive result for them. But Liam Nash wasn't allowed because the rule in that is you have to have played in the first game. But obviously he's not
that
cut
was nothing to do with us not allowing him. He just
no, it's league ruling, so he'll be allowed to play in the second round against Wickham, and hopefully he can get involved. So that's excellent for him. I'm assuming they mean Mark Byrne, but headline at the bottom here: Brian hoping to play despite broken bone. Gillingham are hopeful Mark Byrne can play on Saturday despite breaking a bone in his hand. I think it's been confirmed that he's fit. So
yeah, I think I've seen it a few times with Jules with players and they play with Carson, don't they?
yeah, so we've got him back. Garmston back. Sorry, still available. Garmston is apparently in the squad.
Nugent's
Gab's back. Gabby Zachary and Ben Nugent's back. So we're almost not that far away full strength. In terms of now, you're looking at Lacey next week, and then the only other two are long term, aren't they? Which is Billy Bingham and Aaron Morris. So goal saved the day. I thought I was going to be substituted. This is Josh Parker writing for the Shouting Men. I was happy with the goal on Saturday, but just before scoring I thought I might have been subbed. I had a 2 or 3 minute spell where I gave the ball away 3 or 4 times, and I was thinking, what's going on? I was looking at Loves and thinking, you may have to sub me. We said that, he just looked like he was overplaying it a couple of times.
Just like he was trying to do to overcomplicate it.
Beat the first man, then just offload it, but he kept trying to do something else with it. But again, like we said about Mark Byrne and Jake Essenthaler on Monday, they weren't at their best, but not once did they stop trying, and it's earned us a point, which could be.
Again, he made a few errors, but he did keep going.
And he's got in the right position from a corner, so and he's up to.
He's playing his left wing back and ended up almost right.
That's it. Yeah, he's up to 6 goals, and he's not played centre forward for all of them. Let's be honest. So, ready to serve country again. I miss international football loads, and there's a chance I could play for Antigua and Barbuda again next year. Everyone has been in limbo after the General Secretary of the Antigua and Barbuda FA, Gordon Derrick, was found guilty of various charges and banned. We haven't had anyone in charge since. Blimey, I didn't know that was going on. It's a little bit down here. The blonde beard has gone, but it did create a bit of a talking point. When I first came here on trial after leaving Red Star, I had a blonde beard, and then a few of the lads said I should bring it back, which I did. The older generation didn't like it, saying I looked older than I was, while the younger ones thought it was cool. Because didn't Oldacre and Darren Oldacre end up with blonde beard? They probably shared the same bottle of bleach. In terms of in brief, there's not loads this week. It's been confirmed that we play Carlisle in the FA Cup Saturday the 2nd of December. Same price for that as it was for the first round, 15 quid for adults. Second round, Checker Trade Trophy tie is then 3 days later, Tuesday the 5th of December, but a 7 PM kickoff. So a bit earlier than the last one. Tickets for Walsall are available still for Saturday. Oh, and second half goals from Greg Cundall and Darren Oldacre helped Gillingham, a young Gillingham team, to a 2-1 victory over Dagenham 11 on Tuesday afternoon. There were impressive performances from midfielder Ben Chapman and first year scholar Miguel Scarlett. Adding experience to the side was Stuart Nelson again. So
it seems to be in favour again, don't they? To be in the squad.
Yeah, Arnold's not going to look at it, so would you say he's number 2 now then? Right, that is pretty much it in terms of the paper. Just a little bit at the back, like we said about Gabriel Zaquani's expected return will be a major boost for Gillingham when they head to Walsall on Saturday. The defender has been away again on international duty with the Democratic Republic of Congo. A win for them wasn't enough over Guinea to qualify for the World Cup, narrowly missing out after Tunisia got the point they needed to qualify. So, but for us it's great because he's been really good. On the whole, I think he's had one really bad half, which was Northampton. I think he was pretty poor second half especially. Team for me doesn't change again though. You don't bring them back. Well, you might bring the centre half back in, and then maybe if you could get Sean Clare further up the pitch. But it's going to be Arsenal whoever drops out. Let's be honest. Over the last few weeks,
I think going on what we've seen with Lovell, I think Lister will be the one that drops out.
Yeah, he come
not
off
a bad
at
sub
half time.
though, is it?
Not if it's a tight game and you want to get pace on at the end. So that could be, yeah, it could be an option. Prediction.
I want to change it up this week. I think we're going to win 1-0 this week.
Yeah, I think if we can get Zach Quarley back in the side, we've got Ben Nugent available as well. I think we'll be decent enough defensively. So, yeah, I'm going to agree with Boz. I'm going to go 1-0. Be great. Any kind of win would be brilliant, or a point on the road would be decent. But yeah, if we can go and pinch all 3, it'd be marvellous. So that's us. We're both going to be positive, clean sheets and 3 points. We won't be there, unfortunately. But thanks for watching as always. Until next time, up the Gills.